Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
You tell them ahead of time that it's you, or do you wait? See what they'll say first.
I think in experiences I've done it, it's usually like they love the show.
You want to go first, Mike?
And then they'll
Yeah, I'll go
they'll be
first.
like,
We are
I'll
coming
see
into
their
the
wheels
final
turning.
season
Yep.
of Chaos Theory. What was going on in your mind, creatively, as you were, trying to figure out where the story was going into, this final season?
So in Camp Cretaceous, season 1 was mostly a survival story. And so I always liked the idea of ending this series with another survival story, plopping our kids in the middle of Biosyn Valley with dinosaurs everywhere and them having to figure out how to get out of there. So that was, when we first started, when Bethany and Aaron and I really started fleshing out what the series was, it's like, I knew we were going to get to Malta at some point. I knew the story, the conspiracy thriller I wanted to tell in season 1. Everything else was a little muddled, but I knew I wanted to end it with another survival story and putting the kids again together with no one to count on but each other to, try to get out of this thing again.
Awesome. I kind of wanted to go on that too, because I do think the entire ride with the show has explored a lot of different emotions and opened up a lot of different conversations. And from speaking with you all for multiple seasons, just the community that you all bring around you. What's sort of been the conversations amongst the team and the cast, knowing that you're going into the final season, but overall want to ensure that the conversations that you all have created continues beyond the show?
Yeah, well, we need those conversations more than ever now. You can only control what you can control. So we're just trying to tell the most authentic story that we can, and along the way we've been able to spotlight certain underrepresented communities that aren't traditionally in media, or especially not children's animation. So we just talked to a lot of people who are smarter about this stuff, because you want to get it right. It's really important. So I hope if nothing else, that's probably the most important legacy of this thing. I mean, the dinosaurs are cool, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's like those are the important things, and this is an important generation to be speaking to. So, I hope that these conversations keep going, because, none of this storytelling or character arcs or none of this was done by accident. And we're really trying to tell a grounded, real story that represents the world around us.
Absolutely.
Into a really interesting niche of shows like Clone Wars or Young Justice, where it's not quite a show just for kids.
Yep, that's why you did.
But it's not a show that's like kids can't watch.
Right.
How do you put that niche into such a big franchise like Jurassic World, and how do you balance the family friendliness with the more adult nature of the franchise?
Yeah, boy, I don't really have a great answer, but it's hard. That's what we were shooting for, and we've made a lot of, people nervous who I answer to. So we were trying to tell, like I said, we're trying to tell a real story, and what's really been cool is because of this giant franchise, we got to tell this story, and a lot of people got to see it, a lot more than maybe would have. So the balance is always, some of that comes from us in our writer's room and with our artists, and trying to figure out what's too far, what's not. But we also want to do justice to the story and the characters, right? So, yeah, I don't know. There's been plenty of times where it's like, okay, we'll pull back on this, and there's been a couple times where it's like, I'm not going to do that. We have to, and luckily we were able to kind of, strong arm's the wrong word, but we got to do a lot of what we were trying to do. But I don't know the answer to how we did it, but we figured it out as we're building the plane as we were flying.
Yeah, you made it where I believe that Gen Z would actually be able to survive an island full of dinosaurs. Because my 18-year-old,
Yeah. Oh no.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
And
hey.
his friends, I'm just like, what is going on?
No. I listen to
I'm
my
Gen X, I'm just like, why aren't our kids as fun as?
Because they're soft.
Gen X.
Yeah, because
Why?
as Gen X, because I got a
Yes,
14-year-old and a
I'm Gen X.
15-year-old, and they're great, and I love them.
Yes.
But when they're thirsty, they're not drinking out of someone else's garden hose like we did when we were riding our bikes till the street lights came on.
They could never.
No, but is it their fault? I mean, this is the world that we've raised
that's
them
true.
in.
I feel so bad.
Yeah, I
don't
know.
understand.
Yeah, I know.
My question to you is, if you could drop any Jurassic franchise character, past or present, into Chaos Theory's finale, who would create the most chaos?
Well,
Or somebody already in there we should be waiting for,
yeah. Well, you're not getting any spoilers out of me. I see you working. Not doing it. And don't be trying to trick the kids into telling stuff that they're not supposed to. Okay, they're sweet, sensitive actors.
Yes. I know. It's okay.
I guess, and so this, Ian Malcolm is such an amazing character. So, I remember there were times when it was like, when you start coming up with something and you just start blue sky, there was a world, it's like, can we get Malcolm in? Or, there's or I would have loved to got DeWanda Wise's character because she was so great. I don't know if we could have animated that amazing hair, but this is we have certain parameters and everything, but yeah, for me, probably Ian Malcolm. I would love to see.
So now that we're kind of like in the home stretch with these characters, if you had an idea of like where you think they should go beyond that, like whether it's still on the terrain or even in the real world, like where do you think they should go towards?
Well, I mean, look, there's a world, rebirth resets everything. So, I mean, I always joke, you don't want a show where, Darius and his grandkids are running from dinosaurs and his sciatica acts up, and then that's not what you want to see. So, but I mean, there's a world where I would love to, there's probably more stories to tell. 90 episodes of these 6 characters is a lot. So, I don't think we're going to get a chance to go further, but I'm really happy with the story that we ended up telling.
All right, more spoilers on this. It is Comic-Con, y'all.
Yeah, I know.
You know how this works.
Yeah, we always get it first.
Can you talk a little bit about the trailer at all?
Yeah. Well, have you guys seen it yet?
I've seen it, but I don't know if I've seen it through like proper channels. I'm
okay.
a little leery.
I'm not going to tell anyone.
Is it possible to sort of name drop any dinosaurs we see in the trailer? How you feel about that?
Yeah. When does this? I mean, I think we're dropping the trailer.
Yeah. So
during the
I'm not
panel,
getting it out right now.
Good.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, well, like I said, this thing's bigger, so there's those dinosaurs that made such an impression in Dominion. We got our Giganotosaurus, and then we got like the Therizinosaurus and the Quetzalcoatlus, and I got to tell you, the Quetzalcoatlus is the biggest thing that we've ever tried to animate, and the wings, and it was like there was a lot of like, okay, like same thing with the Therizinosaurus. It's like, okay, we can do this, but we kind of got to see it in shadow, and it may not look as good as you want it, and
Yeah.
then you see what the team delivers.
Okay.
And I can't wait for you to see it, because they really brought it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, like, we didn't know if we were going to figure it out, but
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, even if it's walking through in the dark and we'll see a silhouette, but they nailed it. you know, our
That's
team.
always, y'all have always been very, very good at like the low light shots.
Yeah.
It's always felt eerie, and you just knew it was there. Sort of a horror feel, but I don't know. The kids don't see it in that same way. But yeah, just praises to that. You've always nailed the low
Thanks,
light.
buddy.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
I would love to hear about the show fits into this place where it can fill in missing chapters. What are some connections that you think have not been appreciated enough by fans?
Oh gosh, well, I gotta be honest with you. I think the fans have been more than generous with us. I mean, if you would have told me, like, I remember when we were waiting for Camp Cretaceous to come out, I was going like, oh, they're gonna be waiting in the weeds for us. We're just gonna mess up their, you know, like I said, this franchise means a lot to people, and so I feel like the vast majority of fans have sort of embraced us and what we've been trying to do. So I don't know if we feel underappreciate anything. I tell you what, there's one thing that no one has caught that I've always wanted to tell you. Okay, so in the very first scene of Chaos Theory, when Darius is in the truck and he's gone, what people haven't noticed is on the road heading the other direction is the handler's truck where she had the raptors. So they're heading, no one has caught that. And or if they have, I haven't seen it. So when you watch that, we always like the water truck that we see in, I think it's episode 3, when we see them like being secreted around. So look for that. It's on the road headed to Darius's house as Darius is out chasing the allosaurs. Cool. You bet.
Yeah, because I'm always introducing people to Camp Cretaceous. A lot of big Jurassic Park people don't know
Yeah.
it exists. And I actually was part of a panel at DragonCon, which is fan based. So we had a Jurassic Park franchise.
Oh, yeah?
panel, and that we brought up Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory, and then everybody's like, "What's this?" And because they keep thinking it's just a kid's show.
I know.
So
I know.
Yeah, so it was great to introduce you. You got to pull that into your world. If you're a Jurassic Park fan, you got to watch this.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and especially once we got into season 3 of Camp Cretaceous with the Scorpius. I mean, there's some scary stuff in there. I remember my boy was like 7, and it's like I remember his eyes getting real big. It's like, all right, we're going to pause this now, and let's talk about anything you're feeling right now. So yeah, I appreciate that.
I had that issue with introducing my 7-year-old stepson at the time to Jurassic Park. I was like, how early?
Yeah, I know, it's tough. It's a tough thing.
Oh my God, when the toilet.
Oh sure.
Scenes,
Yeah.
And I looked over and I'm like, oh crap, he's too young.
Too young.
I've done it now, and this father's gonna kill me. He was like up for days. But it's been fun.
Is that it? Hey, it's great talking to
Thank you
y'all.
so much,
Thanks so
man.
much.
It's been a pleasure.
You too.